Halloween bingo is happening. I'm so excited about it. October 30th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. We are going to have an absolute blast playing bingo. You'll be winning prizes and having fun. And let me tell you, right now, today, you can go and register, get your seat, secure your seat in the room. Only $20 to enter, and you'll have other opportunities if you like to buy more bingo boards in order to have more opportunities to win. So I want to encourage you to go ahead today, purchase your ticket, support UPCHURCH in this way. Your $20 will get you in some snacks, and I promise you a great time. Extra bonus points if you wear a costume. I think I'm going to wear a costume. I'll see you on October 30th.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Everybody on this social media list. Thank you for loving UPCHURCH, for loving the work that we do, and for just taking a moment to like, to share, to hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. All of our new subscribers, we want to welcome you. All of those leaving comments, we want to thank you. And again, special shout out to Glenda, McCrae, Fikes. Girl, thank you so much for your support with choosing the clips that we use for social media.
Happy Sunday, UPCHURCH. It's Noriko from Music Team. I'm here to let you know that choir video shoot that we talked about last Sunday has been rescheduled to November 7th, Sunday afternoon. Anyway, more details are coming, but I wanted you to block that afternoon on November 7th. Also, we are gonna be shooting songs for different occasions where we're requesting you to bring different outfits. So one is chocolate brown, something like this, I guess. Is this brown? And then one is red outfit, and get your nails done too. Okay, not me, okay. All right, I'm passing the baton to Sherry to talk more about safety protocol.
Thank you, Noriko. Hey guys, listen, one of the things that we are interested in doing is supporting you in being safe. And so while we're doing this choir shoot, video shoot, we want to make sure that we are COVID safe. So here's the deal. If you want to participate, you need to have a negative COVID test. A negative COVID test. And you must have it no more than 48 hours before the date. So no more than 48 hours before November 7th, which I believe is Friday, November 5th. We have made it easy. We will have a mobile testing unit on site. So the performance or the rehearsal shoot begins at 2 o'clock. What we'll need you to do is come at 1 and you'll be tested. And right there by the mobile unit, it doesn't cost you a thing. So we want you to be a part of this, and we want to make sure that everyone that's on set that day is COVID negative. And so you can be tested on site. So if you don't have time or your schedule doesn't permit for you to get to a testing site on that Friday or that Saturday, we have an option for you. We don't want anyone to have that as a barrier to being a part of it. So come be a part of that day. It's going to be amazing. We're singing songs that you know. So if you wanted to be in a choir, this is your opportunity. We will still be wearing our masks indoors. We just won't be wearing them when we're singing. So again, we're doing this in the safest way that we know possible to protect you and also make sure that we bring you the choir that you've been asking for.
Hey, UPCHURCH family. Well, as you know, we are growing, and not just growing, but we are growing globally. And soon we'll be back in a physical building. However, if you live somewhere other than LA, like we do, or maybe you do live in Southern California, but going into the building is just not an option for you, there's a special ministry just for you. We are the Global Connections Ministry, and we are here to provide you with a connection to UPCHURCH with discussions, virtual get-togethers, games, and important announcements and information. We want to make sure that no matter where you are, you're always in touch with UPCHURCH. And we have a special event coming up on Saturday, October 30th. And by the way, all of our events are open to the entire community. So we want you to join us for fellowship, for chit chat, for a fun scavenger hunt game that you can play right at home. And to get all the details, or to just be a part of the Global Connections Ministry, send us an email to connections@upchurch.org. And we will be glad to include you on our mailing list and let you know about all the wonderful things that we are doing. Once again, thank you so much for being a part of our UPCHURCH family. And we look forward to connecting with you real soon. Take care.
Hey UPCHURCH family, I have a brief announcement for you from the Education Department at UPCHURCH. So first, our fall classes have started and it's not too late to enroll in Spiritual Principles for Lasting Weight Loss. That's the class I'm teaching at 11:30 a.m. on Sundays. It's powerful. At 3 p.m., John Downey is teaching Bible 3, which is the metaphysical interpretation of the Old Testament. Powerful, powerful course. Not too late to enroll in those two courses. Now, what's new is that there is a workshop that I want to share with you called The Power of Denials. Jack Roberts is teaching this course, and it is going to be centered on how to let go, release, and free yourself from what's been holding you back. You want to understand the power of denial. That class is taking place twice. It's a workshop taking place twice. The first one will be Saturday, November 6th from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. That same workshop is also going to take place on November 7th from 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific. So you can enroll in either one of these workshops or both, but take action today.
Hello, UPCHURCH family. Well, as you know, we are looking for a new church home and we need your help. And there are lots of ways that you can help. First and foremost, we're looking for a commercial real estate agent. So if you know someone, send us their contact information. You can send that to boardsecretary@upchurch.org. Also, we need a couple of people who would be willing to go out and look at the properties that the real estate agent finds for us. And it's a simple process of going out, taking a look, taking a few pictures and sending them back to us. If you're interested, drop us an email. Now, if you happen to be out and about during your day and you see a building and you think, hey, you know, that might work for UPCHURCH, take a picture of the sign and email it to us. If you know someone who has some property that they would be willing to sell or lease or even donate to UPCHURCH, have them get in contact with us, boardsecretary@upchurch.org. And finally, we appreciate the way that you have continued to support our building fund. Let's continue to keep supporting the building fund. Those donations make a tremendous difference. So if you have any questions, drop us an email, boardsecretary@upchurch.org. And in the meantime, thank you once again in advance for all of your support. Peace and blessings. Enjoy the service.
Come on. Get up out of that chair. Get up off the bed. Move with us. Old folks used to say, I had to run for Jesus. So let's step. Come on. To the right. Let's step. By step, by step, by step, by step, by step, by step. Yeah. Step by step, step by step. And joy and life is splendid. You have to learn as you go. Sometimes the going gets slow. Keep it moving. Yeah. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. You gotta strengthen your faith. Have the patience to wait. You have to understand. Obey God's command. Give up worry and stress. surpassing understanding. What you need to have inside, let the Spirit be your guide. Keep on stepping. Keep on stepping. Keep on stepping. Keep on stepping. You got to strengthen your faith. Have the patience to wait. You got to understand. Obey God's command. Give a word in stress. Only accept the best. Act like your dreams come true. God, keep on stepping.
Step by step by step. That's how you get anywhere. It is step by step. It's as simple as if you want to go from your bedroom to the kitchen, how do you get there? Step by step. And the same thing is true with realizing your promised land. I hope that what you are getting is that these different levels of unfoldment that we've been sharing with you for the past 7 weeks are about step by step moving into your promised land. Welcome. I'm Reverend Sherri James, and I'm the senior minister of this amazing community of spiritual seekers. And I want to tell you that you are in the right place at the right time for an amazing spiritual experience. I want to welcome you through our virtual doors. I want to tell you, come on in, sit down, get comfortable. I know that you're going to hear something that's going to touch your soul. And so I'm just blessing you in advance to receive what God has for you. Couple of housekeeping things. If you are with us watching on YouTube, first of all, shout us out in the live chat. Say, hey, Reverend Sherri, hey, Reverend Sheree. We would love to hear from you. That's the first thing. If you are on YouTube, make sure that you like, that you subscribe. Our numbers are growing. Thank you, our social media team. Our numbers are growing, and we want you not to miss this train. Go ahead, smash that subscribe button. Leave us a comment below. I'll be in there this week responding to your comments, to your questions. If you're watching this on Facebook, we need your help too. Same thing, hit subscribe, share this with somebody. Make sure you set yourself up to receive notifications when we release new content, and leave us a comment. We appreciate your support with getting this word out. This is not an effort that we can do alone. It is going to take a volunteer army of people believing in what we're doing enough to say, I'll help out, I'll hit that share button, I'll tell somebody about this. It's just that simple. All right, let's take a moment to open today's service in prayer. The prayer that I'm sharing with you is from Group 1. This was Reverend Samuel Hairston's group. This prayer was developed during our Ministry Development Weekend in January 2021. I do want to give you a heads up because it's open to anyone. Our Ministry Development Weekend for 2022 is coming up. We're narrowing down the date. It'll be in January. Reverend Darrell Pulley is coming back out to work with us, and we have got some amazing stuff planned for you. It's going to be a really powerful training over the weekend, and so I want to make sure that you are on the list. This is open to everyone. It is our gift to our members and friends to help you get better. As you improve, we improve. That's how this thing works. So we sow into you. So this prayer was developed as a part of that Group 1 that came apart and wrote a prayer for us to hold in working toward our building. Would you pray with me? As coherent creators, we receive the right and perfect facility that has space for services, adequate bathrooms, plentiful parking, multiple rooms to allow simultaneous education classes, space for fellowship that can double as a place for events that raise money, and multiple office spaces, plenty of storage for each department, and a functional commercial kitchen, and a bookstore full of metaphysical books, videos, audios, and materials for the enlightenment of all to enjoy. In the unity of spirit and in the power of one accord, we gratefully receive all who are called and ordained by God to UPCHURCH. They are willing and able to share their time, talent, and treasure for the fulfillment of our vision. The abundance that is already ours positions us to move from our current location of First Lutheran to the right and perfect location. And we support our board members with our faith, prayers, and our actions in their intention and abilities to mobilize these efforts. We are open and receptive for leasing, rental, or purchasing the right and perfect facility in an area that is easily accessible to all methods of transportation. Our facility is attractive in landscape and curbside appeal. The aesthetics, ambience, and opulence welcome all and represents the great God we serve. We unite our faith and our spiritual voices as one body in the consciousness that it is already done. In the name, through the power, and in the consciousness of Christ Jesus. It is so, and so we let it be. Amen and amen. I'd like to share with you who we are as a spiritual community. I think it's important that you know who you are and to know who you are worshiping with. And I think you might want to know that we have a clear vision for this ministry that is guiding us. It infuses everything that we do. It's the why behind the effort. Our vision is to love every person up to their true identity and to their highest potential for the greater good of all. We are on a mission to express God's divine love through teaching spiritual principles, worship services, fellowship activities, and community outreach. And our theme this year is Open Your Mind. Open your mind. Your mind is the foundation for the good that you have. If you're going to have more good, your mind is going to have to expand. And that's what we've been doing in this series that we're in right now. Move into your promised land and adventure in faith. This week, we're talking about vocational unfoldment, and my sermon is entitled, Choose You This Day. Choose you this day. I'm excited to get into this lesson. I am trusting God that it's going to do what it did in me when God gave it to me. And I am just delighted to share it with you. We're going to take a moment to quiet ourselves, to have some sacred quiet, and then we'll get into the service. Take a moment to settle in right where you are and allow the presence and power that is God to love you. As you relax into this present moment, let the realization that you are pre-approved by God to wash over you. Let that reality sink into the fiber of your being. You know that you know that you know that you are loved. Nothing can convince you otherwise. Nothing can stop that love. Nothing can interfere. And just breathe deep cleansing breaths. Thank you, Spirit. In this sacred silence, we just give thanks. Thanks for the loving, tender presence of our Father, Mother God. Thanks that we are loved. Thanks that we are protected, that we're guarded on all sides. Thank you, Spirit. Feel that tension leave your body, leave your presence. All that remains is the pure awareness that God and I are one. I am pre-approved by God because I come from God. And I must be like that from whence I've come. All that pertains to me is now brought under the guiding, loving, life-giving direction of my Father, Mother God. Nothing is left outside of God's guidance and direction. I line up, and every part of me is pointed toward God. Thank you, God. As we bring this moment of quiet, this moment of sacred silence to a close, we give thanks. We give thanks for every blessing. Thank you, Spirit. When you're ready, you may open your eyes, and let's continue with a marvelous service. God bless you.
Good afternoon of church. It is so good to be here with you today. I'm Reverend Sheree Thompson, and it's my joy to be here to welcome you into of church. This is a special service because you're here and you're going to hear exactly what you needed to hear in order to express and experience the divine as only you can. So open up, become receptive, and just relax into God's care as we share with you the good news. I'm here to welcome you to Upchurch. So those of you who have come time in and time again, who are visitors frequently, who are our members, who are our family, we want to say thank you for being here. We love and appreciate you. And for those who are clicking in here for the very first time, I want you to feel like it's home. You have walked into a loving space. And though we're not in person, we recognize that the power and presence of God transcends time and space. And so we all bring ourselves here together on one accord, knowing that there is good in store, knowing that we are one. So welcome into this oneness with us. If you're interested in planting yourself and growing spiritually, I want to let you know that you have found the right place. This is a powerful spiritual community, and we're designed for your spiritual growth. So if you're interested, just take that first step and let us know. Let us know you're interested. You can email us or send or call us. Let us know you're interested, and we'll give you your next step. We want to make sure that you understand UpChurch is always open for you. And so our path to membership is very, very clear, very simple, and we'll make sure that you have all of the necessary tools and steps you need. So just so you know, what am I interested in joining here? If you're feeling the message and you want to know about these people, I want to tell you who you're worshiping with. Matter of fact, they're going to introduce themselves to you themselves. All right. So we do this thing where we speak each other. We say our name, we say our spiritual name, and we share that in the chat. We may put it in comments. We might even speak it out loud. But I want you to know that declaring your spiritual name is one of the most powerful things you'll do today. And so all that you need to do this is to take your I am and to put it with a quality of God. I am plus a quality of God. I am love. What's your spiritual name? I want you to share that with me in the chat. I want you to know how much I appreciate knowing you, seeing you, acknowledging you for who you really are. So go ahead and keep putting it in the chat as you're seeing it, as you're thinking of that name. Put it in the chat, put it in our comments, speak it out loud. Don't let the moment get by you. It's so good to meet you. It's so good to be with you. It's so good to worship with you. And I want you to know that the best is yet to come in this service. I'm going to turn it over for our daily inspiration. We have a powerful daily inspiration that's illustrated this month. We're celebrating Reverend Sherry's. She wrote this month's daily inspirations. And so Patty Henley has been pulling together these very special DIs. And so we're going to have today's daily inspiration.
Our lives are created out of what we identify with. Beautiful.
If you want to be Jordan-esque or Kobe-esque in whatever your endeavor in your life, that you have to basically dedicate your entire existence to the pursuit of winning.
As a young basketball player, Kobe Bryant identified with Michael Jordan. He studied his moves, his style, his workout regimen. And when he got a chance to call his hero, he didn't call just to chat, he called with questions. Looking for a way to become 1,000% better. God did not put you here to keep the status quo. You have a mission to release the imprisoned splendor within. Develop a hunger for being, doing, giving your best. Identifying only with the best helps you draw out the greatness within you. Study the best who came before you to understand their choices. It may cost you time. Kobe Bryant was in the gym every morning at 4 a.m. putting up shots. But it was worth it. It will pay off for you too. The results will be the glorification of your Father, Mother, God as you express your best gifts and talents.
Thank you, Patty, for that beautiful daily inspiration. It is now time for our affirmation of power. This is where we speak the word of power for ourselves. And so I have a wonderful, wonderful inspiration for you to speak. And we're actually going to affirm this together. Here we go. My adventure in faith guides me to success because God works in me and through me and for me. And God does not fail, so I cannot fail. When I make a decision and take action, I prove my faith. So I decide today to claim my promised land. I take action and prove my faith in God's never-ending supply. I take action and prove my faith in God's radiant health. I take action and prove my faith in God's power. God works in me as a mighty force, creating, blessing, fulfilling, and loving. I cannot fail. My adventure in faith is a success. And so it is. I want you to work with this affirmation of power this month. You know, I just had a line jump off of the page at me. It is, I take action and prove my faith in God's power. That when I am inactive, when I'm acting in fear, when I'm not taking action, when I'm procrastinating, there is an unwillingness for me to prove my faith in God's power. I believe in the power and presence of God. I believe that there is an ability to accomplish, to master, and to produce whatever I decide that resides right within me. And taking action is how I prove it. It's how I prove God. Reverend Della used to have a series that would say proof of the truth. And so this affirmation brought that out in me. I take action because I am proof of the truth. This truly works because I am willing to work it. I want you to enjoy the rest of the service. I love you. I bless you. I honor you. And I'm so grateful to worship with you today.
Thank you, Reverend Sheree. This experience has been so blessed, so amazing. I'm so glad you're a part of it. I'm so glad that you are here. We have had so many testimonies that have come in from the small groups, from the wins that people are having. And I know that you are having wins too. And so I want to invite you, if you would like to have your testimony featured, it can be written. Or if you're willing to be on camera, we'd love to have you on camera. We always love that. And if you would submit that to us, we have a couple more weeks and we want to make sure that we acknowledge the success that you are having with this series, the realizations that are coming up from this series. So I'm going to share with you two. So the first one comes from Brenda Belton. And Dr. Brenda Belton is in the Maryland, Washington, D.C. area. And this is what she says. Hi, Reverend Sherri. As I participate in Adventure in Faith, the small group segment has proven to be my much needed barometer. I am motivated by their willingness to share, as well as their ability to help me see the value in every baby step. I feel like I can share my Jericho walls, and they are willing to be my army to help bring them down with no judgment. Also, I am gaining so many resources to help me continue to flourish once I am in the promised land. And her promised land the resources consist of books, podcasts, ways to improve her morning routine. This has been a remarkable series, and I'm so glad that the Spirit led us to do it. The wins that people are getting are just so powerful. They're just so wonderful. I got another testimony from Robin McCoy, who's in Seattle, Washington. These are part of our growing global community. And this is what she said. Hey, Reverend Sherri, I hope you are having a wonderful day. I have to tell you that the AIF series is life-changing. In my studies this morning, I felt the self-discipline, of feeling sorry for myself and believing I can't just fall away. I feel like I have new eyes and I can feel the power that God has graced me with. Thank you for this series. Thank you for the breakthrough. Now, I know that you guys are having wins just as powerful as these. So here's what I need you to do. Send me a video. Tell me about it so that I can tell somebody about it. Please do that. You can email us upchurch@upchurch.org. We would be honored to have your testimony featured. All right, I'm going to pass the baton to our amazing worship team. You love them. I love them. They got a new song for you. Why? Because the sound of Up Church is expanding.
Hi, it's Noriko again. I'm here to introduce you to a brand new song.
Called Designed for Me. Yes.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we talk about in the song?
How our lives are designed perfectly for us. It's like the Cinderella shoe fit. It's perfect for us.
That's
and
right.
Yeah, taking it from the perspective of a clothing design being made. So, yeah.
So your life is designed just for you. You're born in Bahamas, right? With all the sunshine. And I was born in Japan. And, I'm so proper. Well, not all the time, because now I'm half
because you're
American.
A free spirit, half
That's
American.
Right. Yeah.
Take two.
Bam! Bam! One take, done. Okay, that's my middle name, one take. Yeah.
Move into my promised land.
And, we just keep moving into this promised land.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know where it is?
I don't know where it is. I'm still on the journey to find it.
Me too.
But it will find me and you when the time is right.
Okay. So I hope you'll enjoy it. And here it is.
Line by line, dreams appear. It's taking shape. The vision's clear. Color by color, the world shifts from black and white. The beauty of my promise brings it all to life. It's designed for me, designed to see
I love that song so much. Oh my goodness. It's so pretty and so wonderful. Jade and Jericho, you guys outdid yourself and Dom on backgrounds, Moses' son. Oh, I keep telling you, the sound of UPCHURCH is expanding. It's expanding in the voices. It's expanding in the quality of the music. It's expanding in the types of songs that we sing, the artists that are a part of it. And as the sound expands, the people expand. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. The sound goes before the people. And I want to address a question because we didn't know where the promised land is. So thank you for helping me to know what I needed to start this sermon with, which is the promised land is right where you are. If you would imagine that you are sitting in a sea of plenty, you are sitting in it, it's here right now. It's not a place. You're in it right now. And you have it to the degree that you have the eyes to see it. You have it to the degree that you have the eyes to see it. And as your insight improves, your physical eyesight improves. Very, very simple. If you were doing a math problem, a higher math problem, if you were looking at that, if you were looking at a geometry problem or an algebra problem and you're Jordan's age, you're 7, turning 8 on November 10th. Okay. That algebra problem would look like a foreign language. It's like, what? X plus Y equals what? Who's X? Who's Y? Are you kidding me? Oh, my mic came off. All right. Who's X? Who's Y? Are you kidding me? Like, but once you get to 5th grade, to 6th grade, to 7th grade, and you get in the algebra class and they explain to you how to do it, the algebra problem didn't appear when you turned 11 or turned 12 or went to the 6th grade or went to the 7th grade. The algebra problem was present right here, right now, even while you're still in 2nd grade. So your promised land is right here, right now. What happens is that we don't have the eyes to see it. And if we don't have the eyes to see it, it's as if it doesn't exist. It's as if it doesn't exist. But as you have you ever seen those photo time lapses where color bleeds into the photo, where it starts out as this black and white landscape and then the color bleeds in from like one side to the other, or it just kind of emerges? And that's what it's like with your promised land. You're in it. Life is sweet right now. Who you are, who you're meant to be is here right now. But it's this spiritual work that we're doing that is taking off the covering. Okay, I want to tell you that wasn't on the sermon, but it needed to be preached because somebody needed to know that you're not going somewhere to the promised land. You're not finding the promised land. You are in the promised land now. You're moving in consciousness so that you can take advantage of what is already around you. And maybe we should have named this series "Realize My Promised Land" so that it wouldn't put you in the mindset that I'm physically moving, that there is some physical movement that needs to happen. This is a mental, spiritual shift, and then the physical follows. Okay, my sermon today is entitled, Choose You This Day. Choose you this day. We are still becoming the people who can possess the land. My scripture is Joshua 26:27, and it reads, "At that time, Joshua pronounced this oath, cursed of the Lord be the man who shall undertake to fortify this city of Jericho. He shall lay its foundations at the cost of his firstborn and set up its gates at the cost of his youngest." The Lord was with Joshua, and his fame spread throughout the land. And my thesis for you today is that I must make the decision to get off the fence and align myself, mind, body, and spirit with I am. I got to make the decision to get off the fence and align myself, mind, body, and spirit. That means everything in me is lined up, going in one direction, pointed in one direction toward my Father, Mother, God. I have to get off the fence. So let me define vocational unfoldment for you, because I want to make sure we're on the same page. Okay. So vocational, the word vocational means relating to an occupation or employment. A vocation is a person's employment or main occupation, especially regarded as particularly worthy and requiring great dedication. Now, here's the thing. When we're talking about vocational unfoldment in a spiritual setting, what we're talking about largely is, what are you dedicating yourself to? It does not necessarily mean a job, because if that were the case and you didn't have a job, let's say you're retired, then this sermon would be totally meaningless to you. So we're talking about more than that. When we speak about vocational unfoldment, we're talking about personal dedication. Your vocation could be a cause, right? Your vocation could be your commitment to your family. It's about giving your whole self over to it. Your vocation could be something that you just believe very deeply in, and it's not necessarily a job, but you are really committed to solving or being a meaningful advocate regarding homelessness. Or you are resolved to be a meaningful advocate for young people coming into your profession, and so you make room and time in your schedule to mentor them. In Joshua's case, it was the cause of delivering the promised land to what would become the nation of Israel. In the guiding scripture, Joshua is communicating a dedication to the Lord, or to I am. The Lord was with Joshua because Joshua was with I am. The I am was with Joshua because Joshua was with the Lord. James 4:8 says, draw near to God and God will draw near to you. Draw near to God and God will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, purify your hearts. In other words, get everything out of your life that takes you out of alignment with God. Is there a relationship that's in your experience right now that is out of alignment with God? Is there a habit that's in your life that's out of alignment with God? Is there anything in your life that is out of alignment with God? I told you guys a story last week, or a portion of it, with Reverend Della getting ready for Franklin before she ever met Franklin, which was that she got anything that was related to any man out of her experience. She got rid of the bed, the sheets, the towels, the furniture, if there was jewelry, whatever was romantically linked to someone that she was no longer involved with, which was anybody she had been involved with. So she's wiping the slate clean. Right? She's moving things out of the way. So what Joshua is doing here is he is making a declaration. This and not that. If you dedicate yourself to I am will dedicate itself to you. Now, I want to give you a word about Hebrew history, because I promise you, as I was reading this scripture and choosing it, I was thinking about what you might think about this passage. And I almost didn't choose verse 26 because it involves Joshua cursing anyone who attempted to rebuild Jericho. But then I decided to include it because the spiritual meaning to be found in the verse trumps whatever challenge I have to go through to get you past the literal interpretation. So the first thing that you got to understand about biblical literature is that we have almost next to no proof that many of these events even happened or happened as they are written down. Lawrence Boat, in Reading the Old Testament, writes, We must be cautious about the book of Joshua's account of Israel's invasion of the land. For one thing, the land area that Joshua captures is far less than the land he divides among the tribes. No mention is made in chapters 2 through 12 about the taking of Shechem or the central hill country, nor of capturing any cities on the coastal north. Despite his victories over the kings of some major strongholds like Megiddo, Tanakh, and Gezer, short references in the second half of the book make it clear that Israel often failed to drive the Canaanites out because they had walled cities and chariot brigades. Can't get my words together. Many areas were half conquered. The book of Joshua idealizes the early victories, but the reality at first fell far short of this account. According to both, the reason for such an exalted telling of the story, because in our modern day way of doing things, if I told you a story and the facts weren't accurate, we call that a lie. Okay? It breaks trust if I give you a story, but I don't give you the facts as they happened. Right? So we got to be careful that we're not putting our 21st century minds into this I want to say prehistoric, but at least ancient Israel mindset. And so what Boat and many other scholars suggest is that the reason for such an exalted telling of the story lies in the religious purpose of the book. Meaning the point is that I want to get a point across. I'm not committed to telling you the facts of the story exactly as they happened. He says, the point of view, Israel was not fighting on its own. It was God who gave the help and strength for this small band of tribes to overcome much more powerful enemies. In other words, I want to communicate to you how powerful God is. And so I'm going to massage the elements of the story in service to that goal. There are so many inconsistencies in the book of Joshua. Now, I told you a couple of weeks ago that from Joshua, Judges, 1st and 2nd Kings, and 1st and 2nd Samuel, these are called the former prophets, Former, the former prophets. And so they have a continuum storyline of how Israel became a nation, and all written by the same person, but it's different writings that are telling this story. In Judges, which follows the book of Joshua, it's clear that Israel did not take Megiddo, although they said that it did in the book of Joshua. It did not take Beth-shan, Tanakh, Gezer, or Dor. Also, the book of Judges fails to mention Shechem altogether. The inconsistencies abound even within the book of Joshua. So in the 10th chapter, the book Joshua claims that Joshua took Hebron, but then in the 15th chapter, Judah captures it. In Judges chapter 1, Judah captures it much later. And then in the 10th chapter, Joshua takes Debir. And then in the 15th chapter, the victory is awarded to Othniel. So Judges chapter 4 and Joshua chapter 11 tell the story of the same conquest of the north, but their details don't agree at all. So for this reason and for many others, we turn to metaphysical interpretation. So our faith is built on the spiritual message that lies beneath the facts of the stories. I don't need the story. I don't need to throw out the Bible because it can't get its story together on what really happened. And I don't need to put my head in the sand as if these inconsistencies don't exist in the Bible. And so we turn to metaphysics because it allows us to draw from the scriptures regardless of the factual nature of the text. So metaphysically, Joshua represents the human soul that is developing the I am consciousness. He's in the process of becoming, and he is each one of us. The Lord in this story is I am. To curse metaphysically means to affirm evil for or on something or someone. But I went and looked up the Hebrew word that was used for curse, and I found another way that curse was defined by the concordance. And this is what it says: to execrate. And the word execrate is so strong. It means to feel or express great loathing for, like just where you're just dripping with venom, if you will, right? It's almost a curse is friendly, but to execrate is like a burning the bridges at Normandy, right? It's just a clean break, like this and not that. And then man in this story, or men in this story, the people in this story represent consciousness. So the story that we are witnessing in Joshua chapter 6 is the story of a developing soul under the tutelage of I Am, being guided in the way to bring his or her life in order. The priests, the warriors, the people of Jericho, Rahab, they all represent the different types of consciousnesses that we have circulating within us. We're not all one way, right? So we've got places in, maybe we're really good about our health, but terrible about our finances. Maybe we're wonderful in our relationships, but we just suck at work and professional unfoldment. Or, but we have these areas where we're really, really good, and then these areas where we don't really put any time and attention. And so the goal and what we're learning in Joshua chapter 6 is that we want to bring every aspect of ourselves into common unity with I Am. And so Joshua's curse in verse 26 is about Joshua making a declaration to all concerned. I am aligning with God. Listen up, cells. I'm aligning with God. Listen up, heart. I'm aligning with God. Listen up, relationships. I'm aligning with God. Listen up, knees. I'm aligning with God. Listen up, liver. I'm aligned. It's like I'm getting everything in line. I'm sending out a declaration. I'm the queen of this kingdom, and I am sending out a declaration. Everything that concerns me is aligned with the I am of my being. And we are now, Mickey Howard, you had a song, I'm in love under new management. You got to get under new management. New management, and the spirit, the God in you, the I am of your being is that management. And as you do that, verse 27 tells us he prospered. That what keeps us from not prospering, what keeps us from not perceiving the promised land that we're already walking in, is we're fragmented. We're just leaking energy in different places. We're spread all over the place. And we want to bring everything under the awareness of our Father, Mother, God, and under the guidance and tutelage of our Father, Mother, God. And so I want to take a moment to review our covenant, because we always want to keep this commitment at the forefront of our minds, because we're making a deal with God. We're making a deal with God, and we want to go to it on a daily basis. One of the things that I do, I started this year, actually. I guess I started last year, but this is the first full year. I have a list of my goals. I have a list of my annual goals. Then I have quarterly steps to get there. And then I have my daily habits. And one of my practices is to read through that list on a daily basis. It's one of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning. And one of the things that has helped me to do is to not forget what I made a New Year's resolution about. We're coming up on that new year, and I'm telling you that with this practice, it is so simple. Some things I actively took action on, and some things I just kept moving forward and it just stayed on the list. but it's all getting done because every day I keep coming to it and looking at it. So when I'm telling you about putting something in front of your face that you're holding in front of your face on a daily basis, that what you are doing is you are reaffirming your commitment to it. You are seeding it into your subconscious mind. It's a part of you. At this point, I could probably recite to you from memory the things that are on that list that I read every morning. So this is our covenant. I am ready for my adventure in faith. I see the divine opportunity designed just for me. And I wholeheartedly say yes. I am strong. I will withstand the temptation to dream small or stay the same. I am courageous. I travel as the power, love, and life of God. I have no reason to fear. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. Say that for the folks in the back. Nothing can stop me. I think thoughts, feel feelings, and speak words that reflect my promise being fulfilled. I live in a state of perpetual gratitude. Thank you, God. I move on up. I move into my promised land now. And for those that missed it, I realize, because I'm already in my promised land. I'm not moving. Ain't no bags being packed. Not physically, but spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Yeah, there's some bags being packed. And my eyesight is clearing up, because as I do this work, my ability to see what is mine gets clearer and clearer and clearer. And so I walk through my life. I love that scene in The Matrix where Neo realizes who he is. And this is the point at which he has come back after being shot and thinking that he was dead. And the agents come at him and they shoot the bullets at him. And he puts that hand out and says, no. And then, this is my favorite part. I love this scene. And then he flexes and the universe bends around him. Sometimes when I walk through the streets, I like to walk a lot. Sometimes when I walk, I just imagine the universe bending around me, because life is always responding to me. And the truth is that that's what this universe is. It's always responding to you. It's always picking up on your energy and mirroring it back to you. So I want to give you 3 deal points about working with God. 3 deal points. Deal point number 1, choose I am. Choose I am. Deal point number 2, make a firm decision. And deal point number 3, don't look back. All right, let's get into it. Deal point number 1, choose I am. Now, this sounds simple, but it ain't easy. To choose I am is to identify yourself with the highest qualities in being. To choose I am is to make I am your ideal. And I want to take a moment to just explain what an ideal is. An ideal is a standard, right? One of the things that keeps people from having what rightfully belongs to them is that they have no ideal. Who are you when things get tough? All of us are going through something. This week was a week, and there's still more to go. But who are you when things get tough? How do you show up when outer circumstances don't look the way that you want them to look? And so to choose I am is to say that I am is my divine ideal, that it's my standard for how I show up. And I do my best not to show up as any less. What's your pattern when things go awry? When people don't treat you the way you desire to be treated? When everything blows up in your face? See, sometimes when we have big feelings that we don't know how to handle, we turn to emotional eating. Because that emotional eating will stuff those feelings down. It'll help the body manage the feeling inside, whether it's anger or fear or sadness or whatever it is. And sometimes because we haven't been trained in how to sit with those feelings and let them pass, we go reach for something. Or sometimes something is expressed towards us and we become retaliatory toward others. You know, you find people's like, I give as good as I get. You bring it, I'm bringing it back. That's that eye for an eye mentality. If we all follow that, we all be blind, crippled, and crazy. Tossing the plan out the window. Sometimes things just go awry and it's like, I can't make this work. I quit everything. Every place where we get off track in our lives was preceded by some kind of emotional stress. Every place where we get off track was preceded by some kind of emotional stress. And what I want you to remember, if there's anything that you take from today, it is that events do not trigger feelings, they reveal them. Events do not trigger feelings. What is happening is that many times we are not even sensitive enough to know what we're feeling until someone comes along with a circumstance to help us know. No one makes you feel badly. You feel badly, and then the person that you get into conflict with helps you see that, helps you get present to what you were already feeling. And so what you want to begin to do is to choose I am, to make I am your standard. And so it is a no matter what, how do I show up? This is why Joshua's language is so strong. And I love that word execrate. It is anybody that tries to rebuild this material consciousness of limitation, which is what Jericho symbolizes. Any cell in my body that reaches for food that's no longer a part of my lifestyle. Any habit that tries to resurface in terms of how I handle money, any thinking that tries to make me feel sorry for myself or not bask in the happiness that I am God's beloved, I cut it down. The firstborn and your youngest, gone. It's that his language is strong because he is making a declaration, this and not that. Choose, I am. Choose. And stuff is happening all the time. Listen, all of us are under a lot of pressure in different ways from this pandemic, right? This is a testing time in the sense that we are all having to show up in ways that we didn't expect to. And we're challenged with the uncertainty of when will this thing end? So there's a lot of emotional stress. Add to it the job market, add to it the stuff that's happening geopolitically in our world. All of that. This is pressure. Make I am your ideal. Make the way you show up in the world independent of what anybody else is doing. I don't need the quote unquote opposing party to all of a sudden see my side of things. I'm making a decision for how I'm going to show up. And so it brings us to deal point number 2, make a firm decision. You gotta make a firm decision. You gotta put the stake in the sand, this and not that. The universe does not respond to wishy-washy people. Listen, promised lands are being realized every day. But you know who they don't get realized for? They don't get realized for wishy-washy people. And that's why in Revelations 3:16 it says, the seer John says, so because you are lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I am about to spit you out of my mouth. In other words, get off the fence. Make a decision and make it firm, make it clear. You knew where you stood with Joshua. If you dared to lift a hand to rebuild Jericho, you knew. And remember, we're not talking about a historical event. Joshua is that developing I am consciousness, and the Jericho is that consciousness of limitation that has been knocked down, that consciousness that believes that I can't have, that consciousness that believes that there's not enough, that consciousness that believes that I've got to take in order to have, or somebody has to lose in order for me to win, that consciousness of material limitation. The walls have fallen down. The sound went out and knocked it flat. And I dare any aspect of my consciousness, any thought in my mind, any feeling in my body to try to take me back to a Jericho state of mind. Are you getting this? You need to get decisive about that life. You need to get decisive about that promised land life. That means I'm decisive about my health. Yeah, it was a tough week. Yeah, there's snacks in the house. Guess where they're not going? In this mouth. Yeah, it was a tough week. Yeah, there was some crazy stuff going on. Guess what's not happened? Me taking it out on friends and family. You have to make a firm decision. I'm not waiting for ideal circumstances in order for me to show up. See, when you make a decision, what you're saying is that it is in my power. Circumstances be damned. It is in my power to do something about this. I'm not throwing out the plan because outer circumstances are not where I want them to be. And deal point number 3, don't look back. Don't look back. Once you draw your line in the sand, keep it pushing. You turn back, you suffer the fate of Lot's wife. You turn to that pillar of salt and get blown away with the winds of time. Get you some words of power to keep you focused. You got to talk to yourself. You got to talk to you got to be in your house, walking around, talking to yourself. If God be for me, who can be against me? I am a champion. I shall win, because that's what champions do. I'm a winner, not a loser. I'm the lender, not the borrower. I have more than enough to spare and to share. You know what words you need, but I want you to talk to yourself. You have valuable real estate between your 2 ears, and companies spend billions annually to influence you, and billions of dollars annually to influence you. And they got that steady drip campaign. They got catchy songs. They got songs. Listen, how about this? See if you know this. Oh God, now I forgot the song. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, be a Dr. Pepper. You remember that? What's another one of those jingles? My point is that the sound, you hear it. If you watch Netflix, before every video, that sound is there. It's conditioning you. Every time you hit a Netflix video and you know the start of it, that dun-dun, right? You know this. Those things get into the consciousness and they condition you for whatever that advertiser is trying to get you to pay attention to. And here's what I'm saying. Drip on yourself. You for free, you can drip on yourself. They got catchy words that they know will make you buy. They know that if they put organic on the package, you picking it up. They know if they put gluten-free, you picking it up. All natural. Don't matter that it might not be, you picking it up. And what I'm saying is, you know that you can be influenced because you've been influenced. You know that you can be influenced because you've been influenced. I would bet money that you don't change your toothpaste brand. Possibly you use the same one your mama and your daddy taught you to use. Possibly. Same with the soap brand, the detergent brand. And I'm saying for free, drip on yourself. Get in the mirror, talk to you. Tell yourself no cosigner is required for my promised land. I'm the only signer on this contract. This is between me and God. The loan company can't deny me. The university can't reject me. The social club can't exclude me. I have been pre-approved by God. And so I will stop looking around for supporters because I got the only supporter that matters. And that supporter is God. The scripture says, ask and it is given. Knock and the door will open. Seek and you shall find. There are no qualifiers on that. There's not ask when or ask if. It's just ask. Your promised land is here right now. It's not a place, it's in you. It's a realization. The more you do this work, the more you commit yourself to the I am of your being, the more your world changes. It's that simple. Neo in the Matrix, the world didn't change, Neo changed. And when Neo changed, you could come with the bullets, you could come with the technology, you can come with whatever you got. And I'm dodging bullets. Let's review. I must make a decision to get off the fence and align myself, mind, body, and spirit with I am. Deal point number 1, choose I am. It's the only choice that matters in your life. Choose I am. Make I am your ideal. Deal point number 2, make a firm decision. Make a firm decision. Everything and everyone in your life should know where you stand on your promised land and the things that comprise your promised land. And deal point number 3, don't look back. Along the way, you will be equipped. Whatever it is that you're facing right now, you will be equipped to overcome it if you refuse to turn back. And if you refuse to turn back, eventually the door that you are knocking on is going to open up. God bless you.
I let the Lord lead me. I let His love guide me. And His Spirit strengthens my heart. I let His arms protect me. And His voice direct me to the place where I belong. You made the sun shine. You made the moon to make light. You know the plan you have for me. And in your plan I'm free. You made the birds to sing. You are the Lord of everything. You are the light in the darkness. Speak through me, flow through me, help me see who I am. I let the Lord lead me. I let His love guide me, and His Spirit strengthens my heart. I let His arms protect me, and His voice direct me to the place where I belong. You made the sun. You made the sun to shine. You made the moon. You made the moon to make light. You know the plans you have for me. And in your plan I am free. You made the birds to sing. You are the Lord. You are the Lord of everything. You are the light. You are the light in the darkness. Speak through me. Speak through me. Flow through me. Flow through me. Help me see. Help me see who I am. Who I am. I let the Lord lead me. Lead me. I let His love against my heart. I let His arms protect and His voice direct me to the place where I
All right, family, it is time to support your spiritual center and help us take this message global. Made it so easy for you to support UpChurch. Contributions to our ministry can be made online. You can text UpChurch to 73256, or you can go to upchurch.org and click on the Give button, or you can make your gift via Cash App. Our Cash App ID is $UpChurchLA, or you can mail in your gift. And remember, we have a new mailing address, 3108 Glendale Boulevard, number 547, Los Angeles, 90039. Would you read along with me? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I give in love and I trust God. All right, let's back up that blessing with a declaration. We want to send this seed out with energy, enthusiasm, and expectancy. I am in the flow. I give generously and I receive abundantly. I am a massive giver and a gracious receiver. All right, family, let's have some announcements and then I'll be back to close us out.
Halloween bingo is happening. I'm so excited about it. October 30th from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. we are going to have an absolute blast playing bingo. You'll be winning prizes and having fun. And let me tell you, right now, today, you can go and register, get your seat, secure your seat in the room. Only $20 to enter, and you'll have other opportunities if you like to buy more bingo boards in order to have more opportunities to win. So I want to encourage you to go ahead today, purchase your tickets, support UpChurch in this way. Your $20 will get you in some snacks, and I promise you a great time. Extra bonus points if you wear a costume. I think I'm going to wear a costume. I'll see you on October 30th.
2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Everybody on this social media list. Thank you for loving UpChurch, for loving the work that we do, and for just taking a moment to like, to share, to hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you. All of our new subscribers, we want to welcome you. All of those leaving comments, we want to thank you. And again, special shout out to Glenda, McCrae, Fikes. Girl, thank you so much for your support with choosing the clips that we use for social media.
Happy Sunday, UpChurch. It's Noriko from Music Team. I'm here to let you know that choir video shoot that we talked about last Sunday has been rescheduled to November 7th, Sunday afternoon. Anyway, more details are coming, but I wanted you to block that afternoon on November 7th. Also, we are gonna be shooting songs for different occasions where we're requesting you to bring different outfits. So one is chocolate brown, something like this, I guess. Is this brown? And then one is red outfit, and get your nails done too. Okay, not me, okay. All right, I'm passing the baton to Sherry to talk more about safety protocol.
Thank you, Noriko. Hey guys, listen, one of the things that we are interested in doing is supporting you in being safe. And so while we're doing this choir shoot, video shoot, we want to make sure that we are COVID safe. So here's the deal. If you want to participate, you need to have a negative COVID test. A negative COVID test, and you must have it no more than 48 hours before the date. So no more than 48 hours before November 7th, which I believe is Friday, November 5th. We have made it easy. We will have a mobile testing unit on site. So the performance or the rehearsal shoot begins at 2 o'clock. What we'll need you to do is come at 1 and you'll be tested and right there by the mobile unit. It doesn't cost you a thing. So we want you to be a part of this, and we want to make sure that everyone that's on set that day is COVID negative. And so you can be tested on site. So if you don't have time or your schedule doesn't permit for you to get to a testing site on that Friday or that Saturday, we have an option for you. We don't want anyone to have that as a barrier to being a part of it. So come be a part of that day. It's going to be amazing. We're singing songs that you know. So if you wanted to be in a choir, this is your opportunity. We will still be wearing our masks indoors. We just won't be wearing them when we're singing. So again, we're doing this in the safest way that we know possible to protect you and also make sure that we bring you the choir that you've been asking for.
Hey, UpChurch family. Well, as you know, we are growing, and not just growing, but we are growing globally. And soon we'll be back in a physical building. However, if you live somewhere other than LA, like we do, or maybe you do live in Southern California, but going into the building is just not an option for you, there's a special ministry just for you. We are the Global Connections Ministry, and we are here to provide you with a connection to UpChurch with discussions, virtual get-togethers, games, and important announcements and information. We want to make sure that no matter where you are, you're always in touch with UpChurch. And we have a special event coming up on Saturday, October 30th. And by the way, all of our events are open to the entire community. So we want you to join us for fellowship, for chit chat, for a fun scavenger hunt game that you can play right at home. And to get all the details, or to just be a part of the Global Connections Ministry, send us an email to connections@upchurch.org. And we will be glad to include you on our mailing list and let you know about all the wonderful things that we are doing. Once again, thank you so much for being a part of our UpChurch family. And we look forward to connecting with you real soon. Take care.
Hey UpChurch family, I have a brief announcement for you from the education department at UpChurch. So first, our fall classes have started, and it's not too late to enroll in Spiritual Principles for Lasting Weight Loss. That's the class I'm teaching at 11:30 a.m. on Sundays. It's powerful. At 3 p.m., John Downey is teaching Bible 3, which is the metaphysical interpretation of the Old Testament. Powerful, powerful course. Not too late to enroll in those two courses. Now, what's new is that there is a workshop that I want to share with you called The Power of Denials. Jack Roberts is teaching this course, and it is going to be centered on how to let go, release, and free yourself from what's been holding you back. You want to understand the power of denial. That class is taking place twice. It's a workshop taking place twice.
The first one will be Saturday, November 6th from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific. That same workshop is also going to take place on November 7th from 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific.
So you can enroll in either one of these workshops or both, but take action today.
Hello, UpChurch family. Well, as you know, we are looking for a new church home, and we need your help. And there are lots of ways that you can help. First and foremost, we're looking for a commercial real estate agent. So if you know someone, send us their contact information. You can send that to boardsecretary@upchurch.org. Also, we need a couple of people who would be willing to go out and look at the properties that the real estate agent finds for us. And it's a simple process of going out, taking a look, taking a few pictures and sending them back to us. If you're interested, drop us an email. Now, if you happen to be out and about during your day and you see a building and you think, hey, you know, that might work for UpChurch, take a picture of the sign and email it to us. If you know someone who has some property that they would be willing to sell or lease or even donate to UpChurch, have them get in contact with us, boardsecretary@upchurch.org. And finally, we appreciate the way that you have continued to support our building fund. Let's continue to keep supporting the building fund. Those donations make a tremendous difference. So if you have any questions, drop us an email, boardsecretary@upchurch.org. And in the meantime, thank you once again in advance for all of your support. Peace and blessings. Enjoy the service.
I trust that today gave you what you needed. Now we have something very special planned. Normally we move out of the service and we have our after party via Zoom, but today is a special day. So yesterday we spent the day with some new candidates for membership, and they have made the decision to make Understanding Principles for Better Living Church their home. And so today, during our after party, we will hold our virtual spiritual baptism. And so I want you to come meet our new members, meet the newest enrollees in this growing global community. It's going to be a remarkable experience. I cannot wait to welcome them into the membership folds, and I can't wait for you to be there to witness it. I want to take this time to bless you, to be all that God created you to be, to love yourself as the spiritual giant that you are, and to recognize that you are pre-approved by God, that nothing you've done, nothing you've been through has canceled you from your birthright. Let's take our prayer of protection and then we'll move into the baptism. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me, and the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and so it is. See you soon.